Hey everybody, it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. So you listened to and you read our main story this week, Officer Buckle and Gloria, which was a humorous text, so a funny text, which also incorporated situations like cause and effect. So safety types of things at home and at school. So there's an event that could cause um, a reaction to that event. So again, if you climb on a chair that isn't safe, you could fall. If you aren't careful at the water fountain and a bunch of water goes onto the floor, you could slip and fall. So those kinds of things. All right, our next story for this week is actually a reader's theater called Safety at Home. And this was written by Margaret Sweeney. And normally, if we had been in class together, we could have read this like a play. And if there are people at home, there's only 3 characters needed. So if you can round up 2 more people, maybe you could reread the story with them and plan act out those characters or read out those characters' lines. Okay, so Reader's Theater is a type of genre. It is a text that has been written for readers to read aloud, so like a play. And it's really good for building fluency. So it just allows you to read out loud, to hear yourself reading, to take turns reading with other kids. You can hear each other. So this is just a really good way to become a stronger reader. And our text focus is on dialogue. Now you might remember last week when we were introducing quotation marks into our writing, I used that big word dialogue. So dialogue are the exact words that you are putting those quotation marks around. So, for example, Dad said, comma, quotation mark, let's get ready to go shopping, exclamation or quote, exclamation point or period or whatever punctuation you're going to use. Okay, so those exact words that Dad said, let's get ready to go shopping, is called dialogue. It's his exact words. And that's what you put quotation marks around, exact words. Okay? In a reader's theater, you're not going to see the quotation marks, however. Let me just show you the next page. So you'll see here how Dad, then it has a colon, those 2 little dots, that's called a colon. And then those are his words. In reader's theater or in plays, it's set up a little differently because all the words are exact words. They're all dialogue. Okay, so coming back to this, dialogue is the talk between characters in a play. Dialogue helps readers get to know the characters through their own words. And when you write today for your writing assignment, maybe practice using those quotation marks again, writing in some dialogue. I know we just started doing that and then we had to leave, so we haven't had as much practice, but that would be a really great thing for you to write about in your writer's journal today. I believe I posed the question, what is your favorite subject at school and why? Or tell us what the best subject is and why, giving details and supporting that with facts. But you don't have to do that. If instead you'd rather write a story between people where they can have dialogue and you can practice using those quotation marks, do that. Okay? All right, moving on. Our cast of characters are Dad, Alexa, and Jake. And I'm going to read all the roles today. But again, if you want to read it with somebody at home later, you can assign each person one of these characters and you can read it as it's intended to be read. Okay. Dad, what did you do on your class trip? Alexa, we visited an enormous fire station. Jake, the fire chief gave a speech about fire safety. Dad, I hope you were paying attention. Alexa, we were. Later, we worked with a buddy to make a safety poster. I worked with Jake. Jake, look at our poster. Okay, stop, drop, and roll. Number 1, if your clothes catch on fire, don't run. 2, stop where you are. 3, drop to the ground, cover your face with your hands. And 4, roll over, to put out the fire. Okay, so they made this fun poster. Dad, I'm shocked. You know more about fire safety than I do. Alexa, everyone in our school obeys fire safety rules. Jake, guess what get low and go means? Alexa, if the house is smoky, get low. Jake, that's because smoke rises. Get low to stay below the smoke. Alexa, crawl to the nearest way out. Jake, then go to a safe meeting place to wait for your family. Dad, let's pick a meeting place right now. Okay, it's short and sweet. Let's see, I'm just going to go back here a second. So notice when I was reading each of those roles, I was using a lot of expression with my words. So be sure when you practice reading, you think about your expression with your words as well. Makes it a little more fun. Okay, so one thing I want you to think about is comparing the two texts. So Officer Buckle and Gloria and Safety at Home. So how is the message in the two stories, how is it similar or the same? And how are the two stories different? So I want you to think about how are the two stories the same or similar, and how are the two stories different? Okay, so you can either write your answers down, you can say them to somebody, you can tell them to a dog or a teddy bear, but give some reasons why these two stories are similar or how they're similar and then how they are different. And if you have a lot of extra time and you're loving this story and you want to do more with it, you can write a caption. So Officer Buckle's safety tips are based on his own life. Think of a safety tip you know. So it can be from school, it could be from home, it can be from anywhere. Draw a picture of what Gloria might do to act out that trip. I know lots of you love to draw, so here's an opportunity. And then you can write a little caption above of what that person's saying. And if you get really ambitious, you could even make a poster like they did in the play. Okay, so go ahead, do your reading work. Finish up any extra word work that you've had from the week. I'm not going to assign anything new with the word work. I'm just going to let you work on the ones I've already given you. You can always write. If you run out, you can always reread. You can always go back and read stories from the textbook, previous stories, or you can do Raz Kids. All right, friends, we'll see you later.